Hey guys, it's Nicole again. I'm back with another video today, and today we're gonna get kinda creepy, okay? Because you guys don't know this about me, but I love anything creepy, okay? I love it. Um, yeah, so we're gonna get a little creepy today. When I was younger, somehow, at different times, my family lived in the same house throughout my life as a child. Somehow it was at different times of my childhood and my age. And so it was like, I can't remember what order it in. I'd have to ask my mom, but it was like my grandma and her husband, my great, or yeah, my aunt and their family, and then us. Like, we lived in this house at separate times. Which, when you hear these stories, I don't know what they were thinking about moving into this house and staying there. I just don't get it. Because, I mean, if I had the choice, then I wouldn't have moved in there knowing what was going on then. But we're going to talk about, I'm going to do three of the stories maybe. Just depends on how long the video is after I do the first two. But yeah. Okay, the first one is kind of short. It's gonna be when my mom and my stepdad we started staying in this house. And I was young. I don't remember how old I was. I was young though, but I was already in school. So I had to be 6, 7, something in that area. And we had lived, like, the last place we lived, I don't think we're able to have animals. I'm not really sure. So I was so stoked to move in here because I knew I was going to be able to beg my mom into getting me a cat. Because I wanted a cat. We grew up with dogs. I grew up around pit bulls all of my life. That's what we had. And I wanted a cat. I wanted a cat so bad. I mean, most little girls want kittens. I mean, and I was one of them that wanted a kitten. And I remember her getting me this black and white cat. It was a little kitten at the time. And I was so excited. So excited. And like the next day after I got this cat, my stepdad accidentally ran it over. And it died. So I was devastated, needless to say. So we did the normal thing and we buried it in the backyard. And later that day, I was sitting and playing outside because my stepdad was working on his car and my mom was outside doing something with flowers or painting some. I can't remember what she was outside doing, but she was outside too, so I was outside because as soon as we moved there, I got a creepy vibe from that house, and I was little already, you guys. That's the thing about me though, like, I can walk into places and I know, like, if something's in them because I can just feel it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I can feel it. It might not be as soon as I walk into them, but if I sit in there for a few minutes, I can tell whether or not the place gives me, like, heebie-jeebies or goosebumps or just a creeped out feeling, you know? I know. And, well, anyway, let's get back to the story. I was sitting outside and I was playing because there was like a concrete little patio type thing that they had out there. I still to this day don't know what that was for, but it was like just sitting out there. But it wasn't a patio because it was just like a little, like, piece of concrete. Like, I don't, you know, it didn't have a purpose. Well, I was out there and I was sitting on it, and I can't remember what I was playing with. I was either playing with dolls or something, but I'm pretty sure I was playing with dolls, like playing house or whatever with myself. And I looked over, and this house was a fixer-upper house, and my stepdad is a contractor. You know, he does construction. So he was fixing it up little by little as we were living there. And there was a screen to a window, like leaned up against the side of the house that I was on. And I just looked over there and I was like, what the heck? Because I was looking, and you guys, I saw my kitten. I saw my cat that we just buried that morning. And it was that cat because it had pretty, like, distinct markings on it to where you would just know. And it had one blue eye and one brown eye. You would just know, you know? And I was like, what the heck? I wasn't creeped out. I was just like, I was thinking to myself, was it really dead? Did we, you know? And I was looking at this cat, and it walked in behind the screen that was leaned up against the house and walked out of it, like, and around it, and sat right in front of this window screen. And I was just like, what the heck? So I don't know if I told my mom then. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I got up and I went and I told my mom, and I was like, I see my kitty, you know? And we go back, the cat's of course not there. So I was just like, what the heck? Now that I think back about it, it's actually pretty freaking creepy. I'm just like, I knew that was that cat. Like, it had its collar, it had like a bright pink collar, and that, because with it was either green or blue belt on it, on the little collar. And I just remember, I'm like, that's my kitty. I'm like, what the heck? And my mom told me that I was probably just seeing another neighbor's cat. I knew it wasn't the neighbor's cat. Anyway, like, every animal I got there would not live more than like 2 days. Okay? It would not live, and they would die awful ways. Like, I had another a kitten, because my mom felt bad, so she got me another kitten, and it wasn't even cold, so I don't get, like, my mom, it wasn't a kitten, like, little bitty kitten, but it somehow crawled up into the engine of the car, because my mom had let it out, because it was scratching at the door wanting outside. Anyway, it crawled up into the engine of the car, so when the car was started, the cat was killed, you know, in a really bad way. And so we buried this cat, and I would see the other cat. I would see every animal after it passed away. I would see it one more time, and then I'd never see it again. But I would always see it, like, after we buried it. And it's just, and now looking back on it, I'm just like, something crazy was going on, because when I was that little, I was just like, well, you know, are these cats really for sure dead when we buried them? You know, I was only 6 or 7, so I just didn't know. I knew they were dead, but I didn't know, if that makes sense. But this is going to lead into a story that my mom told me. When her mom, which is my grandma, she lived in this house, because when my grandma lived in this house, my mom was young enough, and she lived with her with my stepdad. Well, they had kittens. They had a mama cat that just had a litter of kittens. And my grandma was, like, super anal. She was a clean freak. Like, when I'd go to spend the night with her, she'd make me wash my feet and everything. Like, she wanted to give me a bath even as a teenager because she said she just wanted it to be done right. And I'm like, it's the weirdest thing ever. So she, you know, she was very cleanly. So the cats, I don't think they were allowed inside. I never was really sure about that, but I don't think they were allowed inside. Well, the the cats were outside on the front porch, and the cat and the kittens, the mom and the kittens, were outside on the front porch, and they were being fed. And I want to point this out, right? She was nursing them because my mom had just walked in the house, and the mom was nursing the kittens. And I want to point this out. It was not storming. It was a beautiful day. It was in the evening. You know, the day was dying down, but it was a summer day, and it was like no cloud in sight, right? Well, her and my stepdad were sitting on the couch and they were watching a movie together. And they started hearing this noise, and it was like a big bang, bang up against the side of the house where the kittens were. So my mom was like, what the heck? And she could just hear like screaming cats, and they were being thrown at the side of the house, you guys. So my stepdad jumped up really quick and ran outside. All those kittens were dead. And they had like broken necks and things like that. It was awful. Like the way she described it to me, it was really bad. So my stepdad runs around the house because of another story, which I'm not going to tell you this time. But they thought it was a man. Okay? I'm not going to tell you any more about that. They thought it was a man. I'll tell you in a different video if you guys want more. But anyway, he runs around the house and he's looking for whoever the crap just did this to these kittens. Nobody was there. And let me tell you guys, this house was not in the middle of nowhere, but it was not right into town. It was not right in town, you know. There was like a few houses around us, but it was still on a country road, if that makes sense. But those kittens, they were dead, and they didn't have any explanation for them at all. And they just didn't know how it happened. But of course, I can't remember if the mom cat was dead too or what, but I'm pretty sure she told me the mom cat was also dead. I'm pretty sure. But she just remembers hearing like boom, boom, and like screaming kittens and things like that, and they had to be thrown against the house and stuff, you know. And I don't know if that was a human person who did that. If that was it's a special person that it takes to do something like that. But anyway, we don't know. That's the thing. We don't know if it was a human or something paranormal. But anyway, that's the end of that story. The next story I'm going to tell you guys. Let me think. I don't know what story I want to tell you. I guess I'm going to tell you about the attic. Okay. In this house, there was no basement, but there was a full attic. And when I'm saying full, I mean there was a door that went to this attic that had a full set of stairs that went straight up to this attic. I was never allowed in this attic. And now looking back, I wish I could go back and go into this attic, but I can't because no one would live there after us. Like after my family, no one would live there. They're smart ones. It had like 2 people that tried to live in it, and then like a week later they moved out. So the house like sat in ruins for a while and started getting very dilapidated, and they ended up tearing it down just for land, which makes me kind of sad because I mean I lived there for a while. Different people in my family lived there, so it makes me sad, but you know, I can understand why they would use it for land because no one would live in the house, you know. So anyway, to my story. When I had a bedroom to myself, because my sister didn't come into the world until I was 5. So I had a bedroom to myself for a while, and my mom put me in the bedroom with the attic door. She locked it. It was locked, so I couldn't get in it for safety reasons or anything. But when you hear about this attic, you kind of wonder if it was locked or not. Anyway, she said it was locked. I don't know if it was just to not, have me creeped out. Because I told her I did not want to sleep in that room. I mean, she had this room decked out, you guys. I had this beautiful canopy bed with this beautiful pink canopy all over it. And it was just this big princess. Like, anybody would want this room as a little girl. And I was so lucky to have this room. My mom, used a lot of money, a lot of her money and a lot of her time making these things in this room and putting them all together for me to make it special. I was terrified. It's not that I didn't like everything. I didn't even want to play in this room during the daytime, okay? I was scared, and that attic scared me so bad. But I didn't want to hurt my mom's feelings because she was just like so excited about this room, super excited. So I was just like, okay. So the first night she put me in my room, and I'm terrified. Like, I know she had to know I was scared. Anyway, she gives me goodnight kisses, we pray, and all that. Okay? Well, she leaves, and she leaves the hall light on for me because a girl was afraid of the dark when I was little. Now I cannot sleep in any amount of light whatsoever. I cannot. We have, like, these curtains back here. These are blackout curtains because I can't stand any amount of light coming through when I'm trying to sleep. Anyway, sorry, off topic again. But she would leave the hall light on for me, and so I would sleep because I just couldn't sleep in the dark. And I was laying there, and I turned over, and I'm trying to go to sleep because I'm pretty scared, and I don't want to be awake in this room, I want to be asleep in this room so that the morning will get here faster, So I turned over to go to sleep. And remind you, this was a 1-story house, except for the attic that was up top, and nobody used that as a room, which they could have because it was the size of the whole house. Anyway, nobody used that as a room or anything, and it was completely all finished. Like, there was, it was a finished attic. Well, my mom said I think she told me that there was stuff from the previous owners, like from years before my family even started staying in this house. So we didn't use anything up there because it was pretty old or whatever. Or might have been the landlord stuff. I don't know, because we were renting. I can't remember. It's such a long time ago. But I remember these points because this happened to me. Anyway, I just remember heavy, like a man's, like he's wearing boots, like footsteps in the attic, and I'm like, what the crap? Because I knew there wasn't anybody in this attic, you guys. I knew there wasn't because my mom told me just before she left that she had the attic doors locked, that nothing was going to come to get me because I was afraid. I thought there was monsters up there. And this was the first time I ever heard anything in this attic, okay? I just had a creepy feeling from it. All these boots were walking across the floor. I'm just like, what the heck? And I was like, oh my gosh. I thought monsters were coming to get me, okay? And the next thing I know, I hear, like, I can't tell, like, if it was a little person or a big person just running, like, across this floor in the attic, which was my ceiling, just running. But they didn't have boots on or anything. It sounded like lighter footsteps with, I don't know if it sounded as though it had shoes on or not. I couldn't tell. I just knew it was lighter sounding footsteps because those boots sounded like they were stomping on that floor. Like it was the heaviest footsteps you've ever heard. Okay. Anyway, and I heard that and I was terrified. I was so scared, you guys, that my entire body was shaking. And next thing I know, I hear those boots coming down those attic steps. And I'm too scared to even get up out of my bed. I'm too scared to holler for my mom. And the thing is, she was awake in either the kitchen or the living room. She was awake out there. The whole light was on. She was awake. But I was so scared to say anything. I was terrified. I didn't want them to know that I was in that bed. I thought that they were going to come take me or something. So I just laid there very quiet, and I, of course, did the whole kid thing, so my whole body was covered up. I covered my head with my blanket, and I'm like, oh, heck no, I'm not going to see anything. You know, I'm not about to see anything. I don't want to see anything. I don't want them to see me. So, anyway, and then you guys, they're walking down the steps. The next thing I hear under my little freaking blanket was that door creak. Freaking creaked open, you guys. And I was done. I booked it out of that daggum room. I was not about to get taken by no daggum monsters. So, looking back on it, it terrifies me today. Like, you guys, I have goosebumps. Like, legit. It freaks me out thinking back about it. But I never slept in that room again, even though my mom made me this beautiful room. I don't remember ever sleeping in there again until my sister came along, and then we shared that room together. And I'm pretty sure she heard the footsteps too. So it was a terrifying place as a kid. Like, I was scared to even be in there, and then so I'd retreat to outside, and then it's just things would happen outside too. But that's my video for today, you guys. If you enjoyed these stories, please let me know by liking the video, and I will tell you more, because for some reason my family, it gravitates toward us. So again, you guys, if you did like this video, please let me know by liking the video, and I'll give you guys more. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have an amazing Easter, because that's coming up. I hope you guys get to spend it with your family, and that it's just so much fun. I love you guys, and I hope you have an amazing night or day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video.